welcome to another video. Today is a process video. Yesterday, I posted a video, an Animatic of Deadpool and Wolverine. I went to go see the movie again over the weekend with my sister, and it was sort of kind of on my mind. I did go to see it again. She hadn't seen it, and I was like, I'll go see it with you, because I liked it. And I don't really normally watch movies over and over again in the theater. I've only ever done that with this movie, and then also with Into the Spider-Verse. I watched Into the Spider-Verse 3 times, and then I watched Across the Spider-Verse twice in theaters. What can I say? I like Deadpool and I like Spider-Man, so those are the only movies I've ever watched more than once in the theater. But I really like the movie. I've already said that last time I drew Deadpool. I really like the movie, and I don't really know too much what to say. I was listening to the song that I used for the Animatic that I posted yesterday. The song is by Olivia O'Brien, and it's called Out of Your League, and then in parentheses it's But I Want You So Bad. It's really embarrassing. I don't know, to talk about the Animatic a little bit. I don't know why. But yeah, I really like the way that it came out. But the reason I decided to make it was because I was listening to that song, and I had Deadpool and Wolverine on the mind, and so I was like, I guess I can make an Animatic of them to this song. I do not ship Deadpool and Wolverine, if I'm being honest. I talked about this in a past video, but I actually don't exactly like Wolverine that much. Nothing against him or against you if you really are into Wolverine a lot, if he's like your favorite superhero. That's cool, but he has never been one of my favorites. But I do really like Deadpool a lot, and just the dynamic that was in the movie was sort of kind of sticking in my head while I was listening to the lyrics of the song. And I was listening to the lyrics of the song, I was like, these lyrics actually fit really, really well for these two characters and the sort of relationship dynamic that was sort of kind of made in the movie, and I guess probably is also perpetuated within the comics. I don't really know too much about the X-Men or Wolverine in general, but from what I've seen, that's pretty much their dynamic. Is pretty, what's it called, with Deadpool being kind of antagonistic and sort of kind of messing with Wolverine, and Wolverine just being annoyed by him. And so I thought that would be fun to sort of kind of animate this or make an animatic of it. And I was like, it's gonna kind of turn romantic because it kind of has to. That's kind of how the lyrics of the song is. It's like I don't really make it a practice of mine to make art for characters I don't like or for relationships I don't like. But I was like, it's fine. It's fine. I think it turned out really cute. There's some of the frames that are in this that I think turned out really cute, despite that. And I'm like, yeah, I can make art for something I don't necessarily like. But I did have a sort of kind of manic fervor in trying to get this animatic done. I had the idea of doing it on Saturday, and on Saturday at like noon. And usually when I do videos, I take Friday night, Saturday, all of Saturday and all of Sunday to make videos. When I came up with the idea for this one, I kind of only wanted to make this video idea, and so I dedicated all of my weekend, or less, the second half of Saturday and all of Sunday, and sort of kind of into Monday a little bit to make this video, because, like I said, it sort of kind of grabbed me by the neck and was like, you better fucking make this video, and you have to finish it before Monday. And so this is the only video I worked on the weekend, which is why you're seeing the process right after, because I don't actually have any footage for any other videos ready this week because I only worked on this video. This is actually a sped up version of the speed paint, because doing this animatic took me 35 hours and that is not a joke. It is 100% serious, and I'm laughing so I don't cry because it took me a very long time. And also I had to do it when I think I'm getting either carpal tunnel or something is wrong with my hands, but my wrist, like the inner part of my wrist, hurts, and I'm pretty sure that's carpal tunnel, and I've been having a lot of pain in my wrist. But then I was like, what'll help me with that pain is to draw for 35 fucking hours straight. So that's what I did. I did not draw for 35 hours straight, but I did draw for 35 hours over 2 days, a day and a half. And so one could argue that that's pretty much working the whole day, sort of, kind of. I did sleep a little bit, but not too much. I think I went to sleep on Saturday at like 2, and then I woke up at like 6 to work on it. So I slept for like 4 hours. And then when I had worked on it on Monday, I went to sleep at Monday and 2, but I had work on Monday. And so I had to wake up at 6 again. And so I'm running on very little sleep when I'm doing this voiceover. And so it took me a really long time. I don't know why I felt like I had to get it done this weekend. I feel like kind of what it is for me is like, if I don't finish it all in one sitting, I'm probably not going to get it done. I've already talked about this in the past, is I kind of have a little bit of trouble with follow through. And so I was like, if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it. And either the feelings or like the motivation for like dryness is going to disappear. Like I'm going to like get over it. Like I sort of kind of hyperfixate sometimes on specific movies that I've seen for a certain period of time and then I get over it. Or I'm going to get sick of the song and I'm not going to do it. And when you make an animatic for a song or you animate to a song, you're going to get sick of the song regardless. But it would have been harder for me to stop listening to the song later on when I'm already sick of it and then having to listen to it over and over again. I am a little bit sick of it now, but honestly, I still put it on. For a long time, when I listen to a new song, I'll pretty much just repeat it into the ground until it dies. Like whenever I get my Spotify Wrapped, it's like, you listen to this song 180 fucking times, and it's just like from one whole week where I just had one song on repeat, and that's my top song for the year, because I do that sort of thing. So I wanted to, make the animatic before I got sick of the song, and I still like the song. It's a good song. If you guys want to listen to it on your own time, it's very good. The only problem is it's fucking long as hell. I do spend some time sometimes when I listen to music. I'm like, songs are so short now. Like I was listening to that song Touch by Cat's Eye, and I'm like, that's such a good song, and I do want to animate something for that, but probably not for another week because like I said, my wrist hurts and this took me a long time. But I do want to animate something for that song, but that song is only like 2 minutes long, and so I'm like, I also only want to do something for the chorus, so that's a lot shorter. But this song is 4 fucking minutes. The video, thankfully, that I did was not 4 minutes long. I was able to cut off part of the end part and just sort of kind of fade it out, because it has like 30 seconds of like just repeating like the same line over and over again, and I was like, we don't need to hear that. I don't need to animate something for that, and so I cut that part off, but it was still 3 minutes and like 45 seconds, which is a long fucking time to animate anything. This is over 100 frames of stuff. Thankfully some of the frames are repeated. I was really trying to, when I did like the thumbnails, I was very ambitious. The thumbnail sketches for this animatic only took me 3 hours, which for like 100 frames is like, that's pretty okay. That's all right, I repeated some of the frames, and so, but still, it was like 100 frames, and that was pretty good for 3 hours. I was like, okay, it was 3 hours for 100 frames for like thumbnail doodles, so the finished one should not take that long. The rest of the 32 hours was the rest of the frames, the finalized frames, you guys. It took me so long to do this, and I knew it was going to take a long time, because the last time I did an animatic on this channel was for when I did the epic for Ruthlessness, and that was only a whip. That was only a work in progress, and it was only like 30 seconds, right? And that took me 10 hours. And so it goes to show you, something that's 3 minutes long, it's going to take like twice as long, 3 times as long to do something that was 30 seconds. But I was thinking about that. I was like, well, it took me 10 hours to do that other one. This one shouldn't take me that long. But it did. It took so long, you guys. It's so much work. And it's not even animated. This is just like stills. Like, it's not animated at all. Can you imagine being an animator? Imagine being an animator and animating things all by yourself. That would impossible. And like, imagine being like a hand-drawn animator where you have to redraw every single fucking frame. Thankfully, this is digital. I did this digitally, so I didn't have to redraw every frame, and also I was able to like take some frames, just flip them around, and then like erase and just redraw some stuff over top, so that way I just had a base to work from instead of having to redraw everything by hand. If I had to redraw everything by hand, I would not have finished it. It would have taken me much longer, but thankfully, with the invention of technology, I'm able to do things a little bit easier. I really didn't have too many thoughts when I came into starting this. Like, I had some ideas for scenes just based off of the lyrics of the song, but other than that, I kind of just went all gung-ho, and then I would just listen to the song on repeat and just like try to think of a scene for what I felt like was going to do well. There was one part of the video where I was like, I have no idea what to put here, and literally I was drawing all of the frames leading up to that scene, and I was like, something needs to go here now. And I could have came back to it and then like done all the other ones that I had already done thumbnails for, but I was like, no, I have to get it done now, because these frames are gonna inform the other frames. And I guess they sort of kind of did, but they didn't really. And also, I'm not really good at timing things out. If you guys know like a different way to do animation, what I did was I drew all of these frames and then I put them into iMovie and I cut them down that way, so that way they could fit sort of kind of with the song. But I felt like the timing of some of the frames was sort of kind of off. You can't animate to music in Procreate. So if you guys know any sort of animation program that allows you to like drop in audio, so that way you can easier animate to it, that would be great for me. Like I said, I'm not really an animator, but I do like to dabble in like animatics / slight animation, like a little bit of animation, not super too much animation, like nothing fluid or anything, or like all the way fully rendered as an animation. But like just sometimes I like to do stuff like I like to see when the pictures move, and I really like when like the changing of the frames coincides with the music. I did not do very well with that. I thought I timed it out very well, and then I exported the video and I was like, this is actually not timed out very well at all. But that's fine. That's okay. I felt like it was probably not fine, but it is fine. Now that I'm like, it's up, it's done. I'm sort of kind of glad that it's done. Like I said, I wasn't really thinking about it too much. Like I was like, when I was drawing it, I'm like, I can't believe I'm drawing a Wolverine and Deadpool, like freaking, what's it called, video. I'm making a Wolverine and Deadpool freaking animatic before I do a Deadpool and Spider-Man one, which is like, what the hell. But you know, it's whatever. But as I was saying, I do think that my thumbnail doodles were a lot more ambitious than what I gave them credit for. Like I had a lot of, like, for the first, what's it called, when I was doing these, all of the frames were basically going to be different. Like the choruses were going to repeat, but then the parts of the choruses were going to change, especially towards the end, like when the part of the video, I don't know, I'm getting so embarrassed, maybe because it's like supposed to be like romantic, but where like Wolverine grabs Deadpool by the hand later on in the animatic, it's supposed to show, when it goes like to the chorus, it's supposed to show like the reverse side. So when Deadpool was like chasing after Wolverine, it was supposed to show Wolverine sort of kind of watching him in like the reverse, where it's like, oh, Deadpool thought Wolverine was being aloof, but actually he was being like, what's it called, a tsundere. He's like just being like shy basically, or he's like hiding his feelings. So it was supposed to show the reverse of that, and I kind of did it at the end, but I wanted to do it more, but I was running out of time. Like it was literally like 2 fucking o'clock in the morning, and I was like, I have to go to sleep, I have work in the morning, I have to be at work at 8 o'clock which means I have to wake up at fucking 6 to get ready. And so I was like, I'm only gonna sleep for 4 hours, and then I went to sleep, but I only got like 3 hours of sleep, honestly, because I was having weird dreams. But anyway, that's neither here or there. I was really ambitious with the thumbnails, and so I had to scale it back, just because I think it was mostly because of the time crunch. I feel like if I had like the full time it would have taken me, I could have gotten some more frames in there. Like there's one frame that I'm really upset that I had to ditch at the last minute, but it was taking me a long ass time to draw this frame. Was there's a part in the song where it's like, you're like a social experiment, you belong in a lab, and so in that you belong in a lab part, I was going to draw Wolverine coming out of like the bathtub in Weapon X in X-Men Origins, where they infuse his skull with adamantium, when they infuse, not his skull, his skeleton, when they infuse his bones with adamantium. I was gonna draw that scene where he like bursts out of the water to be like, you belong in a lab, but I had to cut that frame, and I'm like really super sad that I had to cut that frame, honestly. I really liked it a lot. I think you guys can probably see it. If you are watching the video, you can see me do the thumbnail initially for that in like the first half of the video. Sorry if the pictures are going by too fast. I had to speed up the time lapse. The time lapse was 35 minutes, and honestly, I can't talk for 35 minutes, you guys. I'm tired. My hand hurts. Both of my hands hurt, actually. And so I kind of want to just lay down, but I needed to get a video out. I needed to get a video out for you guys because, like I said, I spent all of the weekend doing that animatic, and so I don't have any other videos, which is why we're doing the process video for this today. Partially the reason why this takes so long is because I'm so fucking stubborn when it comes to rendering style for these animatics. Whenever I do an animatic, it's full of hatching, and it's in this very pencil-y style. It's like, if you would just do the pencils and like maybe like color drop in maybe, or like do just a fill instead of doing the hatching. The hatching is like adding like probably hours and hours, like probably 5 hours onto my time, is the fact that I do all this hatching. It's like one of those memes where it's like, hey, can you help me budget? And it's like groceries $200, whatever, $200, and then it's like antique candles $3,000 a month. It's like that sort of thing. It's like, why is my video taking so long to do my animatic? It's like, is it the sketch which takes me 20 minutes? Is it the freaking the line art that takes me 20 minutes, or is it the hatching that takes 5 hours? You know what I mean? So it's like, if I would just stop being stubborn and stop being so reliant on hatching to get like color value and stuff, I could get stuff done so much faster. But I like the look of hatching. I think it makes it look nice. I just like hatching so much, and it's like you don't have to make everything hatching. Just fill it in with flat color. Like, but I don't want to fill it in with flat color. And also, it's hard to fill in with flat color because I like to sketch in pencil. And this is just like digital. I don't have to sketch in pencil. I can sketch it in like a line art and then just clean up the line art after, and then I could just fill things in with flat color. But I don't want to do that. I want to sketch it and then I want to do hatching. It's so stubborn. I don't understand why do I have to be so stubborn about this. But for me, I have to do it. Honestly, I am sort of kind of proud of this Animatic. Like I said, I do really like to watch when like an animation or whatever comes together. Like I said, I don't really animate too much, but I do like when I am drawing and I get to watch the pictures move afterwards. I do dabble in animation, but I don't like to do it too much. That's not true. I actually really enjoy animating a lot, even if it's just like this sort of animatic style, where it's like you just do a couple of frames. I've done some more like a little bit more detailed, quote unquote detailed, with like blinking, and I've done a little bit of lip syncing in the past. I'm not very good at it, but when it does line up, it's like that's so much fun. It's really fun if you're like drawing. You're used to seeing your drawings be like stagnant and just like one thing, and then when you put a bunch of them together, they move. I just think that's so much fun. I feel like if I went to school for animation, I think I would enjoy myself a lot, but it really is a pain in the ass. And it's like, even if it like I do like 30 drawings and it's like, hey buddy, you did like 5 seconds of animation, and I'm like, but look at my 5 seconds, you guys, look at the pictures, they moved for 5 whole seconds. It's like so fun for me. It's like so fun and exciting, which is probably why I was like, I don't want to stop. I want to like see the whole thing all the way through to the end. I really do have a lot of fun doing the animations, but like I said, it is a pain in the ass, and so I don't do that very often, which is so sad. I feel like maybe if I had a little bit more of a setup that was a little bit more conducive to animating, I'd be able to do it a little bit better. But yeah, at this point in time, I just use Procreate. I do have Procreate Dreams, but I don't know how to use it yet, and I'm like, I don't want to start using it because I heard that there's like missing a lot of tools, and like I do a lot of like weird finagling and shit where I do these little animations or whatever, or animatics or whatever, and so I keep flipping between animation and animatic because they're very different things. Like an animation is fluid, and an animatic, this is actually not even sort of like an animatic, is a little bit more of a storyboard. It's like sort of kind of bare details or whatever. I guess it's a little bit more detailed. It's like a detailed sort of storyboard. Like an animatic would include more parts that were actually like slightly animated. I don't have any things in here that are even a little bit animated, so I guess it's technically a little bit more of a storyboard, but it's fine either way. Just the whole point is, I just like to make the pictures move, and I like to do these. I liked doing this process. If that should be a little bit more of what I'm trying to say. I liked doing this process because I get to draw characters and people in like positions I normally would not think of. Like, I'm a little bit better at drawing at this point. Sorry if I'm rambling. I'm a little bit better at drawing at this point where I can actually get characters into positions that I probably wouldn't have been able to do a couple of years ago. Like a lot of these side profiles, the 3/4 views, I would not have been brave enough to do these a couple of years ago. And so it's fun to see that I have like grown a little bit as an artist. Like I'm not able to get all of the frames and stuff in a way that I like 100%, but I'm a lot closer than I used to be, and so just doing this sort of kind of helped me see that I am a little bit farther along in my art dream than I would have, and also made me realize I could totally make a comic at this point. Like the fight scenes are not great, and I'm not good at coordinating fight scenes, but I tried, and you know what, trying is like 50%. Actually, you know what, trying is like 70%, if we're being honest. Failing is probably the other 30%, but it's important to try and it's important to fail, so that way you can keep trying, and so I feel like I did a really good job trying to do some things that were a little bit different, a little bit out of my comfort zone. That was really fun. Watching all the pictures move was really fun. Coming up with a design for Wolverine that I liked was really fun. Some of the frames, I honestly, when I started off drawing this animatic, I did not know how to draw Wolverine. I drew him 2 times in my sketchbook ever before in my whole life, and you guys saw me do those drawings and I didn't like them at all. And then by the end of this, I had come up with a design for Wolverine that I liked. I mean, it's not like my design for Wolverine, it's sort of kind of like based off of like comics, the comic versions of him, and like the combination of the movie versions of him. I liked his little bang. There's some where he has more bangs. Like, I was looking at some pictures of Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, and I'm like, oh, he's so cute. Look at his little bangs. But I like the one where it's just like the one bang, and I was like, I did not know how to draw his hair from behind. So the first time I drew his hair from behind, it looked like shit, and then I was like, oh, it like spikes out towards the sides, and it's like sort of kind of flat on the top. And so I figured that out, and I was able to draw it again better later. But I really like the way he looks from the 3/4 view. I feel like it makes his hair look spiky, and his little sideburns look cute. And so yeah, I feel like the way I drew Wolverine, he's like very cutesy. I think that maybe I just think that my style is very cutesy. You guys can let me know if he looks very cute here. But in my brain, I'm like, oh, he's so cute. And also, I'd be partially because I drew him small. I guess you could say this is a little bit more of the comic version of Wolverine and Deadpool than it is the movie versions, just because of the, that height difference. Hugh Jackman is 6'2", and I'm pretty sure that Ryan Reynolds is also 6'2". I think they're very similar in height, but these versions of them are not. Wolverine is very little. I just like little small Wolverine. I know other people are like, no, boo, tiny Wolverine, but I like tiny Wolverine. I think he's cute. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the video, you guys. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I hope you enjoyed me rambling about how hard it was for me to make this animatic and how much time it took. I'll go ahead and see you guys in the next one. Bye.